Okay, this is the electric. We're going to kind of swap around here a little bit. This is the electric meter. It's on the east wall. It should be sealed on 3 sides. It should have a slip joint so that the conduit, the electric supply conduit, can slide up and down and move with the structure and the ground. Okay, now we're going to move up here. This was probably for the old condensing unit. All this has been decommissioned. Okay, so all this should have been taken off of the wall. This is for the primary drain line or the secondary drain line, if there is a secondary drain line. It's okay for the primary to discharge next to the house, near the house. It's not supposed to charge next to the house. It's supposed to be better if it discharged into the plumbing. That it's that close to the house, it's going to cause you some problems with your foundation. It's going to be a nuisance. So, in long story short, if this is the primary, then it discharges too close to the house. If this is the secondary, we have another hole up over here in our siding. If this is a secondary, it's supposed to discharge over an obvious location, such as a window. If this is the secondary drain line, then nobody knows that it's leaking. That's an emergency. When you see the water leaking over your window, which you can't, then you would know that you've got a problem upstairs, because water goes downhill, obviously, and you would know that you have a problem, and you could get the technician out here to fix that. Otherwise, you just have a hole in your wall over here. Okay, this is the condensing. That's what this video is about. It's supposed to be elevated a minimum of 3 inches above the ground. It's supposed to be a minimum of 12 inches away from the wall. The electric service disconnect is not supposed to be located on the wall behind the unit. It's supposed to be over to the side of the unit, not behind the unit like it is. Okay, we got kind of a mysterious wire in here, so that's what we've got. Also on the condensing unit, because it's close to the wall, even though it's new, relatively new, but you can see that our coils are already getting dirty. Things have been growing in them and such. Another thing about this is our data plate. This is our data plate. We learned that this is a 1-year-old system. We learned that this is a 5-ton system. We learned that this is an R410A system. That's the good refrigerant. So the system is only, again, about 1 year old. They're engineered on paper to last 20. They may last 35, but average is 14. Regardless, it's a new system. You can't get newer than new. This is at the beginning of its service life. That's a good thing. Here's our piping coming into the system. This insulation has not been acceptable since 2015. It's 2022 right now. This unit was installed in 2021. This is the wrong type of insulation foam. These caps right here, Schrader valve caps, look that up on the dictionary. You won't find it in the dictionary, but what it is the refrigerant service ports, service valve port caps. And those should be anti-theft caps. And they're not. Those are just conventional caps. So what did we learn? We learned that our condensing unit is too close to the wall. We learned it's too close to the ground. We learned that our coils are dirty. We learned that our disconnect is improperly located behind it, and it should be sealed on 3 sides, as the meter should have been. We also learned that we have the wrong refrigerant insulation on the piping, and we learned that we have the wrong refrigerant service valve caps. And that's what we learned. Okay, we also learned that our secondary drain line, if that's the secondary drain line, does not discharge in front of an obvious location. Or if that's the primary drain line, we learned that the primary drain line now is too close to the house. Moving on, we're going to go over and pick up some spares. This is the water heater drain lines. Okay, the safety pan is not supposed to discharge farther from the ground than 24 inches. This emergency pressure relief drain valve is not supposed to discharge farther from the ground than 6 inches. So we've got that, and I mentioned that in the water heater video.